Whoa, whoa, whoa. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Rants About Tech Live. Number, what are we at? 204 today? Number 204. We're moving along. For this, what do we got? Tuesday, November 11th today. This is the tech show where we talk about eInk, we talk about tech news, talk about random stuff. I'm glad you're here. Welcome. First time here, last time here, still welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm Rod, your host, here in cloudy Philadelphia today, and I'm here with some of my really good friends in the chat today. I really appreciate you guys for being here. The co-host of the show, if you will. If you like the show throughout the day, and subscribe if you think you might want to see more content like this. It will be greatly appreciated. Let's go to the holidays, and the only holiday worth talking about today, you guys, is Veterans Day. Okay, Veterans Day is the only holiday we're talking about today. Big up to all the veterans out there. You know your boy's a veteran, so I'm going to get all my free food today. I'm going to get all the free food. If they're giving it away to veterans today, I'm going to get it. I'm not playing no games. I'm hunting. I got a list here. We're going to go over. I got a list of Veteran Day treats that are free today. So if you're a veteran, you got a veteran in your life, you let them know about these deals. You tell them to go get them. They deserve it. All right, let's get to the randos. So let's get to these deals here. We got some deals for Veterans Day. We got Applebee's. Applebee's is doing a veterans and active duty military giveaway, including reservists and National Guard members. You can get a free full-size entree from exclusive Veterans Day menus they got going on. And that menu is made up of 7 Applebee's most popular items, such as classic bacon cheeseburger and double crunched shrimp. Why do I care about this double crunch? I don't care about the double crunch shrimp. I don't care about the cheeseburger. If they have something vegetarian there that I can get for free, I'm going to get it, okay? I don't care about that, but I'm going to get whatever they got there that I can't have. What else we got here? We got Chipotle. Members of the military community, veterans, and active duty military personnel with a valid military ID. Listen, you don't need a valid military ID. Hold on. I'll be right back. I'm going to show you what you guys need. Where is it? I had to go grab the wallet. My bad, you guys. Okay, so you don't really need active military ID, but you can use this. If you have, don't look at my picture. I look crazy on the picture. I gotta hide so much stuff on this. Okay, we'll hide everything. Okay, all you really need is an ID with that veteran thing right there. If you got that veteran tag on your ID, if you're a veteran, you should have it on your driver's license. This is my New York State driver's license, though. But if you get that veteran stamp, you're good to go. You don't need a military ID. All you need is that. I've also taken my picture in my dress blues for the Marine Corps. Listen, I've taken that to Denny's and got free breakfast, okay? So if you're a veteran, don't worry about not having a military ID still, because a lot of veterans don't have the military ID anymore. You should have that thing on your driver's license, though. If you don't have that and you're a veteran, go get it. Okay, that helps you with so many things. But moving on, a picture with your dress blues on will do. Your DD-214 paperwork will do. You know, so there's lots of ways you can get your free stuff if you don't have an active military ID. Okay, there's tons of ways you can do it. So if you're a veteran, you know a veteran, you put them on to ways they can get their free food today, or their free whatever they're giving out. Let's go back to the free stuff. Chipotle. From 4 to 8 p.m. local time on Veterans Day, you get a second entree free. So if whoever's with you order an entree, if you get a second entree, it's free. I love that. Guests can also round up their order totals to the next highest dollar amount to donate to the United Service Organization. And it's round up for real change feature on the Chipotle app. And that's going on for an extended period of time from the 11th through the 16th. Krispy Kreme. Veterans active duty military personnel can get free small hot or iced coffee with a free donut of their choice on Veterans Day. I'm going to get that. There are no Krispy Kremes within like 80 miles of me, so, whatever. Red Lobster. Veterans active military get a free shrimp and chips entree, which comes with Walt's favorite shrimp. I don't know what that is. I don't frequent Red Lobster, so I don't know what that is. But you get free food if you go there. Starbucks. For Veterans Day, Starbucks will give veteran service members, military spouses, a tall 12-ounce brewed coffee, hot or iced, at participating stores in the U.S. Who else we got here? Cracker Barrel. Veterans and active duty military dining on November 11th at any of the nearly 660 Cracker Barrel locations get a free sunrise pancake special. A pair of buttermilk pancakes served with fresh eggs. Listen, I can take advantage of that. I might find me a Cracker Barrel. I know there's one somewhere around here. Anyway, I got this in the text section of the show if you guys want to learn about more details and more places you can go to get your free Veterans Day gifts. You get your free Veterans Day gifts, you guys. It's Veterans Day. All right, what else we got here? That was the random news. Let's go on to the tech news. Actually, before we go on to the tech news, say what up to the chat. How you guys doing on this Veterans Day? I hope you guys are doing well. Are you guys working today? I know a lot of people aren't working today. I'm outside at like 4 a.m. in the morning, okay? No one was out today. No one's generally out at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., but it was crazy bearing the day. And I knew, no one's working today. Not every state does the veterans tag, but they should. They should. Every state should do the veterans tag. That's ridiculous that they don't. Listen, I might petition for every state to have that. I need a costume since it's talking. Show us the pic, Rod. What pic? What pic am I talking about? Oh, my picture on the, no. Oh, you know what? This is back when I had hair. Okay, this is, all right. I'm going to show the pic. This is back when your boy I had dreadlocks and hair. It doesn't look like I had dreadlocks in this picture, but trust me, I had dreadlocks in this picture. It's Veterans Day. We're just here today. No one's here. No one's working. Who cares? Can I, there we go. Yeah, I have dreadlocks in this picture. You can't tell because they're like up in like a bob. The place I worked would not let me have my dreadlocks down, so that was the best I could do. It was, I know, discrimination to the fullest, but whatever. That's right. I don't know how old I was in this picture. This is an old picture. This picture is pretty old. I'm looking pretty clean and young in this. I don't know. I'm looking pretty. He said, I look like OJ. It's OJ Simpson never had this much hair, even when he was 10. DoorDash donuts. Oh, maybe. Shing says I'm working today. You're clearly not in the banking industry, Shing, because no one is in the banking industry is working today. Solemn Remembrance Day. BM. Salute, bro. Double salute. Oh my God, I'm gonna go tell him I'm a veteran. You tell him you've been sanctioned by a veteran. That should get you some free meals. That should get you some free meals. All right, let's get on to the tech news, you guys. Figured it out yet. It will be transparent at some point, though. It will be. All we all used to have hair, the memories. Word. Those were the days. Those were the days when you had a head full of hair. Those were the good old days. Unless you're Kit, then you're still living those good old days. They never stop. Some of us are lucky. All right, tech news. What do we got here? Much to my surprise, chat. Much to my surprise, I found out something I was like, wow, I should have seen this coming, but it didn't. Let's look at it. TikTok is bigger than eBay in the sales category. They make more money. They sell more stuff. Who knew? TikTok. I mean, granted. Let's move back here. I mean, granted. I got these items right here. Can we go back? I got these items right here off TikTok. So I know the beauties of selling or buying stuff off TikTok. Listen, just real quick. I got cat hair on them. That's what they're for, though. So just ignore the cat hair. These things are cat hair removal rollers. You roll them on stuff like that, and it just picks up the cat hair. And it sticks on there way better than the tape. And it's reusable. You pop this thing out. You pop it out. You run it under some water. The hair comes right off. The surface becomes non-tacky. At that point, it comes right off. As soon as you dry it off with a cloth, it goes right back to being tacky. and you reuse it. You do it again. It works so well, I got a bigger one here. That's how good it worked. I had to go get a bigger one to get my rub on. Anyway, so the point is I'm trying to make is I understand that there's shoppers on TikTok, but I thought the shoppers were the outliers. Who did you guys know? Who knew? Who other than me shops on TikTok? I mean, okay, I'm sorry. Amy shopped for that on TikTok, but in so facto, I'm shopping on TikTok. But who else? I didn't even know this thing. Let's go to some details here. So TikTok doesn't disclose their aggregate sales figures for good reason. But the prices and sales volumes of individual products are visible on the app. Based on that data, the analytics from Ecotech estimates TikTok Shop sold $19 billion worth of products globally from July through September of this year. The United States, its largest market, accounted for $4 billion of that $4.5 billion in sales, an increase of about 125% compared to the second quarter of 2025. To put those numbers in perspective, consider that TikTok Shop is now on the same scale as eBay, which saw $20 billion in total sales in the last quarter. TikTok Shop only launched in the US in September 2023, while eBay has been around for 30 freaking years. What? It took them 30 years to get to 20 billion and it took TikTok 2? What? What's going on here? What is going on here? Holy cow, chat. TikTok in 2 years has grown to the size of eBay, which took 30 years to get to the $20 billion mark. Oh, I'm just like, holy cow, you guys. I'm flapped, okay? I'm usually unflappable, but today I'm flapped. That was crazy when I found that out. Okay. All right, so TikTok, huge social media. TikTok, huge for sales. Now, it makes sense. It makes total sense. I feel more comfortable buying something I see someone using than just looking at a picture or seeing marketing on TV. I get that. Or a picture in the case of eBay. You see in videos of people using stuff. Live streams, which clearly, I just found out this morning, live stream sales are huge in China. Not so much here. I mean, not with the young people. Grandma Bonnie, she uses QVC all the time. And Grandpa Tim, they use it. It's QVC, they're live streaming. They're buying, it's different live stream shopping, but it's basically the same. Never would have guessed it. But so streaming or buying things off live streams, super big in China. I guarantee that's probably going to make its way here. Like that, if you see it coming, you heard it here first. Okay, if you see it coming, you heard it here first. But super interesting information. All right, so live streams, like I said, accounts for a lot of the TikTok sales that they've got globally. Not so much here in the US because live stream sales haven't really made an impact here. Huge though in China. So that's a huge section of the market for them is a live stream sales. How many of us are buying stuff off live streams? Do you guys buy things off live streams? I've never bought anything off of live stream. TikTok, yes. Live streams, no. How do you guys feel about that? Would you be more inclined to buy something from a live stream? I don't know. Very interesting stuff. Next thing we got up on the tech news front is going to be, it's not anything huge. I mean, this is nothing really. And I would not even be reporting on this if I hadn't heard it from so many other outlets already. So I'm like, okay, other outlets are talking about it. Like, it's clear people think this is big news. I don't think it's news at all. Anyway, Apple hides selfie camera. Okay, so I'm saying it's not news because Android phones have been doing this for years. Apple says, oh, we're gonna hide our selfie camera in our next, not even the next phone. We're talking about the iPhone 20, which, let's be clear about the naming convention here. This phone, the iPhone 20, is coming out in 2027, which you would think would be the iPhone 19, right? Because 2026 comes, we got the 18, 2027, we're going to have the 19. The 20 shouldn't come to 2028. But they're skipping the 19 because of the iPhone's 20th anniversary, so they're trying to line it up. You know what I mean? I think we talked about this already before, but they're going to skip the 19 in favor of the iPhone 20th anniversary and call the 19 the 20. So for that phone in 2027, they're going to hide the camera notch. So we're talking 2 years down the line. It's a feature Android's been doing for years. iPhone won't be doing for another 2 years. Okay, all right. Why is that news? I don't know. I don't know why that's news, by the way, but now you guys know. I've said it. Several Android phones already feature under-display selfie cameras, but image quality typically suffers due to the lens being behind the display layer. Apple has likely resisted adoption for this reason, but the company has reportedly been working on its own solution for some time. So this isn't new, and they haven't figured it out totally just yet. I don't think they are going to, but guess who will? LG. LG, one of Apple's Korean suppliers, has been developing under-display cameras and that leave no visible hole when inactive, so you won't even see it. How's the image quality? They didn't mention that, but at least they're working on the solution. Apple's outsourcing all of their solutions right now. They're outsourcing AI to Google. They're outsourcing their camera problems to LG. It's going to get to the point where Apple's not going to do anything in-house except the software. I hope that never happens, but we'll see. What else we got here? What do we got in the chat? What do we got in the chat? I just found about the TikTok shop today, says eInk. Yeah, TikTok. The TikTok shop is huge. It's a huge moneymaker for them. And I don't think the TikTok shop would be affected by the ban either. I don't know how that would work. Yeah, but anyway, I think anything that's making people money, they'll figure out how to keep it around. I bought something from Dominique's live last week. Really? That's interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't know people were doing that. I wonder how many people are like you, eInk, and buying off live streams. That's Aaron's wife, by the way. Oh, that Dominique. My wife buys stuff off live stream, says Aaron. Okay, so there clearly is a U.S. market for this. It may not be as big as the Chinese market, but there clearly is a U.S. market for this. I hadn't heard of that. That's one thing I hadn't heard of. TikTok Shop I had heard of, but not the live stream aspect of it. But apparently it's super huge in China. Did you catch the next iPhone Air would be delayed due to weak sales of the current version, The Rock? Yeah, Rock, I heard that. And I also reported last week, I think it was, or the week before last, that Apple was slowing production of the Air because of lackluster sales. That's super interesting too. And the lackluster sales to me has nothing to do with the quality of the Air, because the test proved that the Air was as durable as the Pro phone, if not more durable. The battery life wasn't affected like everybody thought it was, right? And I think that might have been the only discrepancy people were having with it, was the durability and the battery life. They were like, okay, those are two discrepancies. Oh, and the cameras, right? People had to take a hit in the camera department. I think the numbers just show that Apple's most popular device, that when they come out with new phones, is always the Pro. People just automatically go for the Pro, not even considering that the other phones might have what they need. Yeah, the Air seemed to be a good phone. I guess it's like I said. I guess it's a factor of a variety, right? With Apple, if you think about all right, think about it like this: the Air was almost destined to fail, no matter how good it was, and this is why I feel like the Air was destined to fail. I like the Air, and if I were buying an iPhone, that's the iPhone I would have bought. Would have been the Air. Because the other ones just look like Pixels, and the Pixels are better than those in my opinion. So I just would have went and bought a Pixel 10 for that matter. But actually, I think the Pixel looked better if I'm being honest. But I feel like any phone that's not the top tier model of an iPhone is just not going to do well, because people just automatically go for the best iPhone they can get. They're buying the other models for their kids. And in some cases, a lot of cases, they're buying the Pro model for their kids, right? But if someone's buying the phone for themselves, they're probably going for the Pro, right? People like me and Aaron would be the outliers in that section. And the proof of that is, think about it. They came out with the baby iPhones, right? I forgot what they called the baby iPhones. The iPhone Mini, I think it was called. People were begging for a small phone, begging for a small iPhone. Apple did it. No one showed up for it. No one bought them. They eventually killed that Mini. They came out with the Ultras. What happened to the Ultra? Oh, no, not the Ultra, but the Plus. What happened to the Plus? You don't see the iPhone Plus anymore, right? And now we look at the iPhone Air, and it's going the same way as the Mini and the Plus. You only have, I think Apple only has room in its catalog for one phone. The second phone is never going to do as well as the top tier phone, but at least it'll be an option for people who aren't getting the top tier phone. That third phone is never going to do well in Apple's catalog. It's just, I think it's just a factor of people want the top tier iPhone when they go buy one. No matter what that phone below the top tier phone is, I don't think people are interested. Like I said, that second phone is going to do okay. It's going to do enough numbers to justify having a second phone around. But when you drop below that second phone and you get to a third phone, people are really not. They're tuned out after the second phone. No one even wants that second phone, but they'll do it because it's slightly cheaper. And they're like, well, I got 3 kids to buy iPhones for. I'll get them all the regular iPhone, right? And get myself the Pro. I mean, that's what I would do. And that's what I used to do. Aaron says, most people who buy the Pro never use the extra tools that the Pro has. Right. It's not even about the Pro having what they need, Aaron. And you know what I mean? I really do believe it's just about the perception. Oh, the Pro is the best one they make. I want that one. Like a lot of these people don't even use the extra camera. They never use the features. They never use the action button. They never go and program anything. They never go and customize anything. They're just like, I need the best one that they can make because it's like a status thing, right? For those who don't know, I think it's like a status thing. Duroc says, it seems for a lot of iPhone crowd, if the camera numbers don't go up year on year, it's not popular. Yeah, and because, I understand that too. I don't agree with it, but I understand it because these phones are people's cameras now. So they're like, okay, which one has the best camera? Oh, that one, that's the one I want. Oddly enough, though, I think this might be the first year that the cameras in the Pro and the baseline iPhone are the same. I don't think they've ever done this before, but this year they're the same. So no one even needed to go up to the Pro for the better cameras because even the baseline one had the same cameras as the Pro. No one cared about that. It had the Pro in the name. People just assumed everything was better, even though it's not. But that's the thing. All right, so moving on. What else we got here on the tech front here? Apple made a $230 crossbody sock. You thought the iPod sock was crazy. This blows that out of the water. Let's talk about it. The pocket is actually a knitted bag, though it might be more apt to describe it as a sock designed to snugly encase your iPhone instead of just sticking it into a purse or a pocket. The limited edition collaboration from Japanese designer Issey Miyake. Oh, I don't want to butcher this. Let me try it again. Miyake. Oh, there we go. Issey Miyake. There we go. Issey Miyake can be yours for an eye-watering $229.95. That's for the crossbody version available in blue, brown, or black. A shorter version is available in addition with color options including vivid orange, yellow, purple, pink, and turquoise. And that sells for $149.95. So just under $100 less, which can be hooked over your arm or tied to a bag. Yeah. So this is $230 right here. And this is $150 right here. It reminds me of the $30 microfiber cloth Apple was selling. or or the $1,000 wheelchairs that Apple sold, or no, the $1,000 wheels for your computer that Apple was selling. It gets real with Apple. That's designer to the T. Apple says the 3D knitted design was inspired by a piece of cloth and was born from the idea of creating an additional pocket that accommodates any iPhone and small everyday items. So there you have it. If you got $230 burning a hole in your pocket and you don't know where you put your iPhone, I think this might work for you. I think this might work. Just maybe. Next, we got Google's 100 most popular products of 2025 are here, and these 10 travel winners make perfect holiday gifts. So we're talking about holiday gifts here. What are the 100 most popular products of 2025? We won't go through 100, but we will go through some of them. Let's take a look. Excuse me. Sorry about that, chat. We got Outline Pro Carry-On Spinner. Stop it. Croc Classic Cozy Slippers. Okay, I can dig that. I would even wear those. Good to go. Personalized luggage tag. Why is all this stuff luggage related? Google Pixel Bud Pro 2s. Okay. Ralph Lauren Featherweight Wool Cashmere Sweater. What are we talking about? Adidas Adizero? Evo SL. They need to rename their shoes. Who cares? Rode Mini Glazing Milk Facial. Okay, yeah. None of these things am I interested in. You know, let's look at this. Let's look at the list here. What do we got for list? Oh, those are travel tips. Those are travel ones. Okay, here we go. Here we go. No, this is not it. Shop 100 of the year's trending products based on Google Trends. Okay, that's cool. No, we're not going through this. I thought they would give us a little short list. Oh, okay, we got pictures of stuff. Okay, here we go. The Switch is a no-brainer. The Switch is no-brainer. Any Apple product is almost a no-brainer. Skull Candy Crush headphones. Okay. Not such a no-brainer. TV projector at Home Depot. Red light mask at Best Buy. I saw a lot of news early this year about this red light mask, so that doesn't surprise me all that much. Google Pixel watches, okay. Ralph Lauren sweaters are big, I guess. Who knew? Who knew sweaters were a big thing? I thought people stopped wearing sweaters. Clearly, I'm wrong. Clearly, I'm wrong, chat. But yeah, anyway, I have all this stuff linked in the description of the video if you guys want to check out this list for yourself there, as well as the other stories that we talked about in the show today and anything that we talk about in the show. Links will be in the description of this, along with a link to a Discord invite. If you want to talk about this stuff with some people who are interested in the same kind of things you are, you can join us down there in the Discord. We'd love to have you. Next, we got testing whether chargers kill smartphone batteries and other myths. So this was interesting to me because we always talk, well, a lot of the times people that are into tech talk about fast charging and if it may damage batteries over time. Let's read what we got here and see what they say. The batteries being such an integral part of smartphones, it's little wonder that extending the period between charging and battery replacements has led to many theories and outing myths about what may affect the lifespan of these lithium-ion batteries. To bust some of these, HTX Studio over on YouTube has spent the last 2 years torturing both themselves and the myriad of both iOS and Android phones to tease out some real-life data. After a few false starts with smaller devices or smaller experiments, they settled on an experimental setup involving 40 phones to investigate two claims. First, whether fast charging is worse than slow charging, and second, whether limiting charging to 80% of battery capacity will increase its lifespan. The latter group effectively uses only 50% of the capacity by discharging down to 30% before recharging. A single control phone was left alone without forced charge-discharge cycles. After 500 charge cycles and 167 days, these three groups, fast, slow, and 50%, were examined for remaining battery capacity. As one can see in the above graphic for the Android group and the similar one for iOS in the video, the results are basically what you'd expect. Lithium-ion batteries age over time, with temperature and state of charge affecting the speed of its aging process, as can be seen in the SOC graph from an earlier article that we found in built-in batteries, featuring on built-in batteries. It seems that keeping the battery as cool as possible and the SOC as low as possible, along with the number of discharge charge cycles, will extend its lifespan. But lithium-ion batteries are doomed to a very finite lifespan on account to their basic chemistry. This makes their smartphone charging myths both true but less relevant than one might assume. As over the lifespan of something like smartphones, it won't make a massive difference. Now, the reason why I thought this was interesting, above and beyond battery use, is because this is the same kind of results I get when talking about screen friction, right? I did a test, and I collect data on screen friction all the time, and I'm left with the same bottom line as they came up with for these battery tests, is that, similar to how ceramics will damage your screen over time, for the life of the device, that damage is almost negligible, right? If you kept the device for 30 years, it would get damaged to the factor where you probably couldn't use it. Who's going to use that device for 30 years, though? And that's the same thing they're saying right here. If you kept using that battery for 10, 12, 15 years, you would see the effects of fast charging and charging the battery to and past 100%. But during the normal life cycle of that device, which is between 5 to 7 years, those effects are negligible. You will barely notice the difference in doing that, which is fast charging and charging to 100%, versus not fast charging and only charging to 80%. So that's kind of what I came away with this. Oh snap, Aaron! Thanks for the is that a super thanks? I appreciate that. Let's get the air horns going. Actually, let's get the applause. Let's get the applause for the people who are supporting the channel today. I really appreciate that. Jay, super chat because I actually came watch the live stream today. I appreciate that. I appreciate you being here, and for Aaron for the super thanks. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. And plus to the chat crew, you guys are the best. I appreciate you for being here with me and trudging through some of this stuff with me, even though it's not the greatest at all times. But anyway, this story was interesting to me because it kind of parodied my results for ceramics on e-ink screens. Very interesting stuff. So fast charging will damage your phones over time, but not significantly enough over the lifespan of the phone. Very interesting. Very interesting. And the link to this can be found in the description of the video as well. All right, let's go ahead and get to the e-ink stories. All right, so for e-ink news, what do we got here? We got a few things. So Viwoods eReader first e-ink device with Android 16. I thought this was interesting. Can we get back over? There we go. This was interesting because I'm like, why would you do? Well, you know what? It kind of makes sense because this is a phone type of thing, and Android is a mobile. Yeah, I don't know, you guys. How do we feel about this? Does this device having Android 16 move you at all? If it had Android 15, would you be less inclined to get it? I don't know if 16 means that much to me because I assumed it had Android 15 in it, to be clear. But finding out it has Android 16, I don't know. It doesn't move me too much. Doesn't move me too much at all. But I'm interested to see how you guys feel about this. Also, I'm interested to see how you guys feel about this device at all. Cellular data, Android 16. I've heard someone say that they can download apps on here that lets them use this thing as a phone. So I like the way it looks. It seems to have a premium build. I'm not interested in the e-reader, but this does look pretty interesting. It does look pretty enticing. I'm not gonna hold you. How do you guys feel about that, though? You guys let me know in the chat. Next we got up here is going to be what do we got? Penstar is coming out with a mobile device. Now this was passed along through the Discord by Jay. I appreciate you for passing this along. Actually, in the comments here, camera numbers definitely do get better with pro stuff on both Apple and Android, though. They typically do. They typically do, Jay, absolutely. But I think this year was the first year with iPhones that the cameras were the same on the Pro and the baseline phone. Sheen says she would get it either way. 15 or 16. The Rock says, I doubt anyone could say the difference between 15 and 16 here, myself included, and I'm on Android. Yeah, same. I'm with you on that. The Android number on eInk devices don't move me. On my phone, yes, it moves me, but not on eInk devices. I've kind of gotten used to them not being current, if that makes sense. I don't know what that says about me, but you guys know I'm not security minded like that. So, yeah. Magic Jack, everywhere, everything is a VoIP. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you can turn anything to a phone, BM, for sure. But I think this is interesting. This is a Penstar. So this is a Penstar device. Now, I have a very good relationship with Penstar. They're one of the few companies that don't mind my trash talking when I have to trash talk. And they appreciate the praise when I give praise. Like, that's how it should be. I'm not a yes man. At all. But anyway, Penstar's coming out with a mobile device seemingly. I'm looking forward to this. I'm going to have to reach out to my contacts and be like, listen, why wasn't I giving heads up about this thing? Someone should be fired, okay? Someone should be fired. But I'm interested in this. Looks like 2 colors. I'm going to have to find out some more information about this. But like I said, it's passed along through Discord. I thought it was very interesting. So I wanted to pass along to you guys. And we'll definitely keep an eye on this. We're definitely going to keep an eye on this right here. I'm going to have it. I'm going to have it. So that's a no-brainer. That's true, The Rock, but it's just a matter of how long it gets security updates. Yeah, the security updates is the big thing. I think why most people care about the Android number on these devices is security. If Penstar puts out a mobile device, they move up on the list above Supernote. What? Stop it. Listen, First, I had to make room for Viwoods, begrudgingly. I didn't want to do that. I like the big 3. It keeps it nice and odd. I'm a sucker for odd stuff and weirdness, but yeah, I don't know. We got to make a definitive list. You know what? Man, that'll be a killer video to make. The definitive big 3 list. And put it to end. I don't care what anybody says. So name drop Rob when I email Penstar. Absolutely. Go ahead. Throw my name about. I carry big weight over there at Penstar. I got big clout over there. I avoid doing anything that needs security on my eInk just because of that, Jay. Yeah, same here. I just assume that it's not going to be that secure, so I don't do anything. Like, I'm not on banking apps on my eInk devices. Though I know some people who do. I'm not judging you. Just saying I wouldn't personally do it. All right. What else we have up on the list here? Oh, snap. It's time for a demo, you guys. It's time for it. Do we have time for a demo today? You know what? The demo might have to wait till tomorrow. No, we'll do a quick demo. We'll do the demo and then we'll say, dang, we're gonna have to save the Viwoods ceramic pen impressions for another day. We'll have to do it another day because I definitely want to get to this color comparison. I was able to get the same document on all of my device. Well, not all. Well, yeah, all of my color devices here. So I wanted to show that comparison here. So we're gonna have to show that. I mean, this is interesting stuff. There we go. This is interesting stuff I got uncovered here. Oh, bam, there we go. Okay, let's move back here a little bit. Get myself out of the way. Bam. Okay, all right, so I'll get you out of the way too. All right, so we have these 3 devices right here. We got daylight here. So, keep that in mind too. So the light is not skewed any particular way. They're all getting the same amount of light and the same level of light. All right, to restart my device here. So I got a color chart up on all of these devices. I found out a couple things about the Reader app on my Note Air 4C that you guys may be able to help me. God, now I have to put it back up there. That you guys may be able to help me with. I thought this is weird. Why doesn't it have this? We'll get there though. We'll get there. Oh, wrong way. There we go. Okay. All right, let's get this out of here. All right, so we're going to pull up the color chart. Bang. Oh, it's upside down. There we go. All right, so we got the color chart up here. Now, I'm going to just, I should probably have this way. Yeah, I should have this the other way. Let me change the orientation of the, there we go. Okay, so bring the color chart back up here. Bang, there we go. Okay, so can we get down here a little further? Oh boy. There we go. All right. Can we move this over? Bang. Okay, so these are all the devices we have here. Now, maybe I can move this over a little bit. There we go. All right, so, and we can see the colors here. Maybe I should move it back a little bit more. All right, now. There we go. So now, we got all the devices here. This is the Note Air 4C. This is the Penstar Pro. This is the Remarkable Paper Pro Move. Now, I chose the Remove for the Remarkable devices because it has a better screen than my Remarkable Paper Pro, the bigger device. The screen is brighter on here. The colors are more representative and more vibrant on here. The blacks look blacker on here. This is a better screen. So it's a smaller device, but it has a better screen. It's a better representation of what Remarkable is capable of doing with their devices. So now, the first thing I notice when I look at this is, let me refresh here. Whoops. There we go. Let's do a refresh on these devices. I can't refresh the Remarkable Paper Pro Move because it just doesn't have a refresh button. It does it on its own. But the first thing I noticed here is the yellows. So obviously the yellows are going to be better on the Remove versus these other two devices here. And you can tell that by these two yellow squares here. They're actually yellow. This isn't yellow, and that's not yellow. But what I find not weird, but what I find better on the Penstar Pro is the fact that it can discern between yellow and green better than the Note Air 4C can. Now, I have this device right here with image smoothing on, and I also have it on the default optimization for color presets. So whatever the device feels is the best settings for this, it's doing on its own. I have these on the default settings as well. I haven't changed anything on the Pro here. And I turned the contrast up on the Remarkable Paper Pro Move here as well, just so it can look as good as it can. So all these devices have the settings that make the device look and show colors the best they can and represent it the best that it can. So this right here, like none of these squares right here are yellow. These squares look green to me, right? At least they're getting yellow over here on the eNote Pro here. Now, the eNote Pro to me doesn't, Kaleido 3 on the technology being used on these two devices doesn't produce a really good yellow, in my opinion. It produces, yellows are like gold. It produces a goldish color, like what you see here. But this is even more tan. But at least this is a better representation of yellow than this is. Because like I said, that square is green, okay? Not yellow at all. These are approaching yellow, more tannish. But here's the true yellow in this one right here. Yeah, that blue tinted black. Yeah, you can definitely see the tint on the Remarkable Paper Pro Move. You can see the blacks are really blue on here for sure. Especially, you looking right here, you can see the blue versus the black and the blacks that we have on here that can be produced there. Now, what I like about the two Kaleido screens over the Remarkable Paper Pro Move is in the greens. It just does greens better. If you look at any of the greens on this chart, it's way better than the greens that this produces. So better yellows here, better greens here. You can see the green right here doesn't look as vibrant as these two greens here. And this green right here is the most telling shade of green. This doesn't even look green at all. And then you have the nice vibrant greens over here with Kaleido. But even still, I would choose this green here because it's a little more vibrant than the green on the Note Air 4C. I'm going to test the Pro or the eNote Pro against the Note Air 5C, but judging against the 4C, and again, the backlights on these devices are on. This is up to 100%. This is up to only 25%. This is at 75%, but I had to bump it up to 75% just so it would match the brightness of the eNote Pro. This front light is pretty dim compared to the eNote Pro light, which gets dumb bright. This thing gets stupid bright. But anyway, blacks I think are more distinguishable on the Note Air 4C. The gray right here looks a little too dark. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to discern the gray from the black here. It almost washes out. But here you have a nice gradient going from white to black, and you can see every distinct shade over here. So I like that. So black and white, I would say the gradient, it gets better over here. But for colors, I would give it to the eNote Pro for overall colors. But we're going to see here in a second that, man, these screens don't hold a candle to this particular screen when it comes to color representation of pictures. But then you'll see the Kaleido 3 on these devices, the detail just looks better. And I think that's just because of the, I can't even say the PPI, because the PPI for color is higher on the Remarkable Paper Pro Move than it is on these devices here with the Kaleido. But anyway, I thought that was interesting, just looking at the color differences here between these three devices. What do we got in the chat here? Gallery 3 yellows, good. Blacks bad. Greens bad. Blues good. Blues are really good with Gallery 3. I agree with that. I mean, you could just, but you know what though? I will go so far as to say the blues are better. Now, I would normally agree with you, Jay, that Gallery produces a better blue than Kaleido on these two devices here. That's not the case though. If we look at the color chart, where the heck? If we look at the color chart here, you see that the blues look better on the eNote Pro than they do on the Remove or the Note Air 4C. Just look at them here. These two blues, the more vibrant blue is over here. The more true to life blue is over here. Now, I should have put this color chart on my phone so we can see an LCD representation of it. That's my bad. That was a misstep on me because we could have seen how it truly produces it. But this blue is a better representation of the light blue that it's trying to produce. Even here, you can tell this blue from that blue. On this Kaleido, you can't tell the difference between those two blues on the Note Air 4C. It's something about how they're portraying the colors on the eNote Pro that's just doing a better job than what's being done on the Note Air 4C. It just is. And if you look at the blues here, I like this representation of blues, and it's a more accurate representation of the blues that are being represented versus the Gallery 3 screen on the Remove. That's nasty. That's a nasty slurry of colors right there. These are two distinct crisp blues. As a matter of fact, we have 4 distinct shades of blue here. We have 3 distinct shades of blue over here, and one distinct shade of blue here. Because this looks purple to my eye in the sunlight. This looks purple to my eye in the sunlight. That looks almost gray to my eye in the sunlight. The only blue comes right here for me. And I would say this is a better representation of blue on this Kaleido screen because there's 4 distinct blues here, and I can see them all as distinct and actual blues. Whatever they're doing with this is good. I didn't think you could get different levels of Kaleido going on, but clearly I was wrong about that. Let's go to the chat real quick. In general, I just don't want color on these. To me, color ends up being something to begrudgingly put up with because a device has other features you actually want. Yeah, I need color for certain things. So color to me is a bonus. It allows me to organize things in a way that I would not normally be able to organize them without color. And I look at a lot of charts. So color on charts, super helpful, as you can probably imagine. So yeah. The Rock says Gallery 3 is definitely more vibrant, but with how even color images do a lot of black, I'm not sold on the trade-off, and I'm colorblind. I'm waiting for Spectre 6. It's coming. You guarantee someone's going to put Spectre 6 on one of these. In general, I just don't want color. I guess we got to that. Me too, Jay. Black and white is great for eInk because it's so sharp, but once you do color, there are many trade-offs. For me, even the best seems to look like faded comic books. Yeah, color to me is a must for some of the stuff that I do. So it's non-debatable for me. Either I do it with eInk or I do it with LCD. I need color in some of the things I do, and I'd rather it be LCD or I'd rather it be eInk than LCD. That's how it is for me with the Palma 2 Pro. Words cannot express how bad I wish this thing was black and white. LOL. Well, don't get me wrong. If I'm just writing, black and white is just fine for me. Actually, no, a lot of my scripting benefits from color as well. But I can get away with it with some layers in black and white, though. So you're right, except the leftmost blue on the move looks good to me. I don't know how that brown turned purple on the move in the upper left corner, though. Yeah, true. That brown is purple. Like, you don't get browns on the remove. Just like you don't get oranges on Kaleido. Kaleido can't produce an orange. If you look here, there's an orange on this color chart. You won't see it though, because Kaleido just can't produce orange. But the Remarkable can. The Move can, and the other device, the Pro, can as well. My combo. Go 10.3 for black and white and Samsung Tab S for the AMOLED goodness. Okay, no doubt, The Rock. Good combo. I love Penstar, says Mashup Mike. Yeah, but I think you're being facetious there, Mr. Mike. I think you're being facetious, okay? The Rock, I switched from a Pixel to an S23 Ultra for the pen, and I have to agree about AMOLED. AMOLED is great. Don't get me wrong. A brown isn't a real color. Oh, my God. Oh, here we go. Airline Mac, how's it going? Thanks for joining. Brown is a shade of orange, which is probably why the Remarkable Paper Pro Move can't do it. Aaron says, I had to admit Rod was right about the Move in my last video. Listen, one of the best things in life that you can do is admit you're wrong. It frees you from all the baggage of being wrong, because now you're right. Now you know. The remove is the bee's knees. Except if you're trying to get brown. All right, so that's the color chart test. So now let's go ahead and look at some color picture tests here. How many people did we lose here? Oh, we gained some people. If you're liking the content, hit that like button. Don't leave without doing it. Don't leave. Don't leave. Don't you leave without hitting that like button. I know you want to leave. You're like, I'm tired of this guy. I'm leaving. Do that. It's okay. Leave. But hit that like button first. You hit it. Okay. Anyway, moving on. But before we leave this, let me get this gripe out of the way right now. Okay. Why doesn't Onyx have a landscape and portrait mode for their frickin' reader? Somebody riddle me that. Riddle me that, chat. You Onyx lovers out there, you're the type who throws on their cape for Onyx every day. Answer me that. Why doesn't they have a landscape and portrait mode option in the reader? What are we doing? It's 2025. It's 2025. It's about to be 2026. This better not spill over into 2026. Onyx, what are we doing? Remarkable has a freaking landscape and portrait mode, and they don't have anything. Do you let Remarkable beat you to the punch? How does Remarkable have an option that the Onyx Boox doesn't have? I was so mad by that this morning. I was so mad. So mad. I couldn't even contain myself. I couldn't think straight. It's like, I can't wait to go on live and argue with somebody about this. If I'm wrong, you let me know. How did this come to pass? How? Oh, Aaron says they do have landscape in the reader mode. Oh, they do. Could you show me? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm one of Penstar's biggest advocates. No, you're not one of Penstar's biggest advocates, Mr. Mike. You're one of Penstar's biggest asses. Doesn't take much to set you off, does it, Rod? No, it doesn't take much at all, okay? I wake up with a hangnail. My day's ruined. All right, listen, show me where it's at. All right, check it. Jay says, I mean, it's not talks calmly about tech. No, listen, I knew what I was doing when I called it rants about tech. I rant. Everyone says, dude, you don't have to rant about it. With everything I'm talking about, I was like, I know the perfect YouTube channel name. Oh yeah, moving on. Show me where it's at, Aaron, before we move on to the pictures. Where is this landscape mode on Boox products? Because guess what? It's not where it should be. If they have it, it's not where it should be. Check it out. Can we zoom down? Can we zoom down even further? I need you guys to see me on this. Okay, there we go. Now, here I am. I'm looking through the options. We got context. And all that's doing is showing me the table of contents, right? Cool. What else we got? Progress. It gives me some options to show the progress here. Mind you, the tools that are up here never change. None of these tools are landscape or portrait mode tools. None of them. I've checked them all. It's not here, okay? So stop it. So now, I go down to the bottom, progress, no landscape, no portrait mode. I go to style, original, clear view, scrolling, dual page, customize. I've tried them all. There's no landscape or portrait mode there. Then you look at the other options. There are no options for landscape or portrait mode right here in the middle. We get down to zoom mode. No landscape or portrait mode there. Page turning mode. You can guarantee there's no, you know what I'm saying. And then the settings, stop it. Stop playing with them. There's no portrait or landscape mode here. None. So, but we got the smoothing on, like I told you we did. The smoothing, we got it. Where, Aaron? Where? Where is this portrait landscape? We go to layout. It's trash. Then original, no portrait or layout mode. Extract text, stop it. Comic mode, get out of here. Article mode, forget about it. Crop, chill out. Custom, let's go to custom. Do we have landscape or portrait mode in custom? Heck no. We don't. The option right here, we hit it. Do we get landscape portrait mode options? We don't. Aaron, where are you at? Save me. Okay. You guys, you're not. Chat. Wait. I'm sorry. Were you just telling me that the landscape and portrait mode button is the orientation button? They're the same thing? Why? Why? So yeah. Remarkable has an option that Onyx don't have. How? You know what? You You Boox bros, you know what? The next time a Boox bro is like, oh, yeah, but Onyx doesn't have, or Remarkable doesn't have this option, I'm going to be like, shut up. Shut up. You don't even have orientation in landscape mode, bro. Shut up. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Okay. All right. I see where some of you are I see where some of you are confused at. Let me clarify this. Let's clarify this. Now, this is Onyx. Oh boy. This is Onyx with no landscape or portrait mode button. Their portrait mode and landscape mode is this right here. Oh, yeah, you have to change and rotate the orientation. Stop it. Stop it. Guess what? You Boox bros. I got something for you Boox bros out there. I know you're hiding. I know you're lurking out there. Boox bros. Here we go. Something for you Boox bros. We got an option down here. We got adjust view options right here. Oh, I lied. Oh boy, they don't have they don't have landscape or portrait. Oh, Remarkable, you disgust me. Let's go to the eNote Pro. They know how to do it. Okay, here we go. This is what I meant when I said landscape or portrait mode. So I'm going to go to the options here, I think. Yeah, I'm going to go to the options on the eNote Pro here. Oh, what is that? Oh, is that, can you change landscape or portrait mode for the thing that you're viewing right now so you don't have to change the landscape portrait mode for the whole tablet? Yeah, you can do that. What? Hold on. Remarkable, you gotta have this. If Remarkable has this and Onyx don't, oh. Holy. Oh, they're lucky. Oh, they don't have it. Okay, good. They better not have had portrait mode and landscape mode over here. I would have, holy. Okay, cool. All right, never mind. All right, just, why? They don't have it. Okay, I guess what I was looking for was this. The ability to do this. And I could have swore one of these things had portrait or landscape mode and it would let me choose. There we go. Bam. You see that? Let's get down here. Can we zoom in? You see, let's zoom all the way in. Can we go even further? That's as far as we can go. I've zoomed all the way in. You see that? Portrait, landscape. I get this option to pick portrait or landscape depending on what I'm viewing, not the whole freaking system. Like, what if I just want to view this in landscape and everything else I want in portrait? I got to keep changing it? Come on, man. What are we doing here? Okay, all right. You Boox bros are saved because Remarkable don't have it. I was about to go in. Holy, I was about to go in. Now, Rod might have just made up a rant. No. Listen, I literally thought I saw landscape. Oh, we got an update. I literally thought there was a landscape option for the Remarkable. I saw landscape, but it wasn't the Remarkable. It was the eNote. Okay, so the Remarkable don't have a feature that the Onyx has, but the eNote does. Okay, listen, it's growing on me. The fact that I could change that helped me so much. And I looked for that option for like 20 minutes through every menu I could go through. It's not there. All right, so we'll move on. All right. Let's move on to the pictures. Oh, dude, this is going to be a long live. I should have kept it at an hour. I shouldn't have to go choose between the two. Just turn the device. What? No. Mike, whatever, man. Listen, that's huge to me. I like that feature, especially if I'm viewing something. It's not orientated right all the time. If you think, looking at this right here. Wait, what the heck? Okay, here we go. Looking at this right here. What? What happened here? Oh. I don't want split view. I don't want split view. Normal. Why? How the hell do I get out of split view? What? How do I slide it over? Oh, there we go. Phew, that was way more difficult than it had to be. Okay, moving on. So you can see here that I wanted the picture to be like this, and I had to go and change the orientation of the whole tablet to get the chart like this, because defaultly it was landscape instead of portrait. And that's not how I wanted it to be. Anyway, we'll move on from that. We'll move on. Oh boy, where are we at? All right, you guys up some more color comparisons here? Split screen view shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be so difficult. Split screen view is way more difficult than it should have been. Oh, snap. I definitely don't think it should have been that difficult. All right, here we go. Oh, see. Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, Remarkable does it the same way, but I don't like it. But it is what it is. All right, so here we go. All right, more color comparisons, you guys, and then we'll be done. So, oh, that's too much. There we go. That's better. There we go. That's a lot better. Okay, if I can turn back on the devices. All right, there we go. Okay, so there's a couple things I noticed about. Oh, gotta get this over here. Oh, there we go. Let me just put you to the bottom. Bam. What? I might be able to stop these devices from shutting off. There we go. Okay. All right, chat. What do we think? Real life color. These are color. I think there's a JPEGs right here. I wonder if I can get this up a little bit more. There we go. Now looking at these pictures right here, like I like how Kaleido looks better. Not Kaleido, but Gallery. If we're just looking at pictures and how the colors are represented, I definitely choose Kaleido. The movie is configured to rotate. Yeah, I have it auto rotating because I didn't want to keep trying to rotate it for the thing. I don't want to have to do that though. Not for my note taking device. I want my reader to act one way, and when I go into the note taker, I don't want to have to change the orientation. And I hate auto rotation because it does it when I don't want it to. So all of these things are super inconvenient for me. The Penstar looks the best here in my opinion. Now I'm gonna say something, Jay. The Penstar looks better in all of these pictures except for one. I've only not seen the Penstar look better. I don't know what they're doing here that makes it look so good, but they do a good job in the crispness. Oops, let me get myself out of here. They do a good job in the crispness of the images. There we go. They do a good job in the crispness of the images and the color reproduction. Like I said, I didn't think Kaleido could get better in this aspect, but it clearly can. Let's look at some other ones. All right, so here we can clearly see Kaleido's lack of its ability to display orange. So you won't see orange on Kaleido, but you will see the orange here and the yellows here. It doesn't do yellow or orange very well at all, Kaleido. Which is why I say overall, I'd say Gallery wins the overall thing because it can at least display. It seems like more colors than Kaleido. That's what it seems like to be to me, and more accurately. But the image quality, though, looks way better on the eNote Pro. When you just look at this looks grainy compared to this. We can't see these close up here, but maybe I can get closer on these two images. Like this portion right here, looks grainy here, but it looks super smooth and good right there. And I don't know why that is. There's more detail here as well. Now, like I said, I'm going to do a video with better image quality, kind of showing these side by side in a split screen, split view kind of way, so you guys can get a good 4K look at what it looks like. But man, just off of my eye right here, these images just look better. They don't have the color representation of Gallery, but just an overall, yeah, it just looks better. There's an image here, though, that I think doesn't look as good. All right, and here we have this here. Like, and you can just, like, the detail here is more defined than on the Note Air 4C. Again, the colors here look fine compared to Gallery because there's no orange or yellow being displayed. So there is orange little here in the sunset here. And you won't get sunset type pictures on Kaleido screens. It's incapable of doing orange and yellow well. So anything dealing with sunsets or the sun is just not going to show well. There we go. Again, another picture here where it just looks better on the Remarkable Paper or the eNote Pro. You can't see this in the sky here. I wish I could show that. Oops. I wish I could show that in the sky there. But man, the detail that you get. I mean, you can just see it right here in that little area right there versus this area right here. Again, the colors look fine on these because there's no orange or yellow being displayed. So Gallery has no advantage in this area. I don't know. It just looks better. The more vibrant, more detailed. The move looks washed here. Yeah, it does. And a lot of these pictures that I have here, it looks washed. I think that's to the yellow tint because you got a big yellow tint here because this can't produce browns when it should be producing the brown that you see around the border here. So there's a lot of weirdness going on in this picture with the Gallery device to remove here. Like I said, I'm going to show more pictures like that in a video that I'm putting together to get some 4K footage of that out. But I thought it was very, very interesting. All three look good, says Aaron. Yet none of them look terrible. But if I were to choose one to display color on, especially considering how the blues show up, I would choose the eNote Pro. The thing is the Gallery can produce, it seems like, more colors, especially when you talk about the baseline colors. But as we saw on the eNote Pro, the blues, which typically show up better on gallery devices, showed up a lot better on the Kaleido device, which is not common for a Boox Gallery 3 device because the blues are horrendous typically for Onyx. The blues seem like to be an upside for Penstar on their device though. Yeah, super interesting stuff. Super interesting. I think that's it. I think that's it. We pretty much killed it today, you guys. We pretty much killed it today. Where are we at? Oh yeah, not bad at all. Let's get to the outro music. All right, you guys, that's gonna do it for me. I'm gonna show more eNote Pro stuff. I'm gonna go through the software tomorrow. So if you're interested in going through the software, looking at the software, seeing what it can do, I think what we're gonna do is just go over the menus for Wednesday, and Thursday we'll go over the Notes app, and Friday we'll go over the Reader app. We'll do other stuff too, but as far as the eNote goes, we'll go over those things in that order. So stay tuned if you want to see that kind of stuff. Get subscribed if you want to see more. Like if you like the content we got here today. Get in the description. Hit the invite for the Discord if you want to join the Discord and continue these conversations there. We do this Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. till kind of about who else? I think I said The Rock already. If I didn't, The Rock was here, obviously. And yeah, if I forgot your name, if I didn't see it, I will definitely get you next time. Thank you all for being here. Have a great rest of your day. And yeah, until next time, everybody. Oh, hold on. Let's get to what we got in the chat. Let's get to the chat before we go. Gallery 3 is always yellowish. I don't like that. Absolutely, I agree. All three look good. Great. I agree too. Some are better though. The move looks washed here. I think we already did that. They must be doing something different with the color layer. They clearly are doing something with the color layer. And you're right. I'm glad you said that because the color layer can be altered to show colors differently. Maybe small. I don't know. I don't know how they're doing it, Mr. Mike, but they're doing something. Remember the Penstar started out with a white display. The whitest, bro. The whitest. Remarkable is so Van Gogh, lovely oranges. Yeah, the oranges are great. The Gallery or Kaleido can't do oranges, so that's gonna be how that goes there. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your Veterans Day. I'm about to go get me some free Denny's food. All right, everybody. Take care.